This week on High Scores, High Stakes, we're tackling human fall flat. But there's a twist. You earn points for being helpful, and you lose points for being a complete liability. Solve puzzles, that's points. Accidentally drag your teammates off a cliff, but that's going to be costly. Teamwork is rewarded, chaos is punished. By the end, one of us will prove we're the MVP, and someone else becomes the official team burden. Let the falling begin. Hi everybody, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 2 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that has difficulty controlling its arms and legs. I'm your host as always, Mr. Lava. With me are my co-hosts.
Welcome, Lava. Great to see you today. My name is Cardinal Smith, and I am also a co-host. Welcome to you all.
Is Cardinal doing like a weird CAPTCHA test, like to prove he's not a robot or something?
I don't know.
This is not Gen AI, Cardinal.
I feel uncomfortable.
It's Tomahawk here. How are we doing, guys? Another episode of Try Not to Fall on Our Faces.
Yes, and you will see in our challenge later on, which is, of course, human fall flat, if we were successful or not. Not falling flat on our faces.
Still not sure what the scoring is, but okay, we're going to get there.
Don't you worry, I have a robust scoring system, okay? I have a robust scoring system, and I will explain it when we get to that part of the episode, but we're not there yet. We are not there yet because we still have to tell. Well, we all know that every episode is...
Somebody's last.
First episode at this rate. Yeah, it might be the last episode as well.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
That drop-off rate is real.
So we have to tell them who we are and what we do. We are High Scores, High Stakes, the internet's only competitive PlayStation podcast, where myself, Cardinal Smith, and Tomahawk compete against one another in a PlayStation Gaming Challenge League table. If we could pick a game and play a challenge in that game, winner gets 3 points, second place gets 2 points, third place gets 1 point. Whoever has topped the league after 12 weeks wins the coveted High Scores, High Stakes Cup. Beautiful work. After last week's Tekken Bowl challenge, the league looks like this. In third place on 2 points is Cardinal Smith. Pathetic.
God, give off it.
It's early doors, leave him be.
2 challenges in.
In second place with 5 points is Tomahawk,
Getting
slightly less pathetic. And in first place, leading the way, the shining light, the one, the only,
Mr. John Sherry.
He's come back and he's winning. But that is that's how the league looks after 2 episodes. So now that we've done all of that in record-breaking time, Cardinal's over the moon, it is time for me to ask Cardinal, what are you playing?
Can you guess, Lava? Can you hazard a little guess? No, it's called Formula Legends. It's a cartoonish indie game on the PlayStation where you race through different eras of Formula racing and unlock the next era. And it came out, and I've been tweeting the company that make it at the start because the handling was awful. It was completely unplayable. They've tweaked it, modified it, patched it, keep developing in it, and now it's good. So I get up in the morning, had a quick race before I get the bus, off I go. Nice on the Portal, might I say?
Stuff. Listen, we're all leaning into the Portal stuff. I love to hear it here. You know, we've all spent X amount of money on these devices, so we may as well get our sterling's worth.
Too much money, some would say.
I know.
I say that, and then my partner saw the playtime that I've had on the Portal, and she said, actually, I think you're playing that too much.
Quiet.
What do they know? What do they know? I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
Back to sleep.
I can stop playing the Portal at any time. You're not the boss of me.
Oh, dear.
She is the boss of you. Okay.
Anyhow.
Tomahawk.
So, speaking of putting too many hours into things, we're recording, at time of record, we've just finished watching the Sony State of Play. I've been playing Spider-Man Remastered on the Portal. I'm immediately going to bin that off and play Spider-Man 2 instead. But awesome. Spider-Man 1 is such a great Wii game, and I've been playing a little bit more Cairn. I'll maybe do one little ascent, a little bit of a plateau, and then just take a nice wee breather and just enjoy the climb. I'm not rushing to do
You're not rushing?
completion. I'm not rushing this game, no, not at all.
I was worried. Okay. So I was, yeah.
I have gone and done like an hour or so of like exploring, thinking I would do a little cave passage, and then got to like this section and went, oh, it's a dead end. Amazing. I'll back away I go. So my route planner looks chaos. Absolutely chaotic at the minute. But yeah, Cairn and Spider-Man at the minute. So
Okay. Yeah, I've also been playing Cairn a lot.
So good.
A lot. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Every time I have like a spare 10 or 15 minutes to stick on the Portal and play.
But that's what's so good about that game. Like, you don't have to just sit and grind it for like 2 or 3 hours. It's one little climb, go to a save point, and you can just put it down and then just kind of I usually take like a little long rest and just watch the scenery play by. It's gorgeous game. I know we've only played one game that came out in 2026, but it's up there for game of the year right now, boys. I'll say that much come December.
Wow.
It is. It is that good. It is that. It's just full of things to discover, and there's nothing cooler than finding something and going, here, look what I found. It's awesome. It is a great game. It's just a great experience. But yeah, beyond that, I think I've been making progress on that. I hate this place. I've thoughts on it that I'm not going to tell you here, because I'm going to put it on my YouTube review whenever that goes live. I have thoughts on it.
Good.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. Is all I'm going to say about it. No and yes. There's some things in it that work incredibly well. Some things that are a really great idea, but don't really play out the way I think the developers had hoped for it. It just feels a bit disjointed, I think is the best way I can describe that game. But as I said, once I beat it, I'll put all the gameplay together and I'll put up a YouTube review. I'm also tempted to stream it, I'm also tempted just to stream it from start to finish. It's short. It seems short. But no, yeah, that's what I've been playing. Both mostly on the Portal. And that leads us really to this week's challenge game, gentlemen. Ooh. I mean, we are rattling through this introduction. It is crazy right now. So as I said at the start, last week's challenge was Tekken Bowl. Cardinal, you came third. I came second. Tomahawk won that one. It was a close fought competition, but let's talk about this week's challenge. And this week's challenge, we decided to do one of our now traditional co-op missions. We all decided that Human Fall Flat is a game that would make a good fit for such a challenge. And to be fair, we were probably right on that one. It wasn't at all bad. It isn't at all good either.
It's not what you're saying at the start when we were still figuring out the controls and how to climb. But yes.
It's very much a game that like it walked so like peak could run. That's kind of the only major thought I had about this game. But it was good. I think trying to figure it out originally was very tiresome. But once we got into a good flow of it, I had a lot of fun playing this. Like, we kind of go into these challenges and think, how do we make this a competitive edge? And I think, Cardinal, you're the one who sort of fought hard in the group chat to be like, I just want to play and have fun with my friends.
I know. We're like, well, go ask him. We're not interested. We're here to compete in the league table.
But I think we did. We finished the challenge.
Everyone's like, no. Here's what it is. Let me start. You call me out there as I want to play games with you guys. We take a game like Gran Turismo 7 and we somehow make it an individual speed run. We take a game like Tekken Bowling and we do it in an individual gameplay rather than fight. Oh, here, we take every game and we take it away. Go do your own thing individually. Don't talk to each other. Just fight. Anyway, sorry.
I love the way
I'm
Cardinals
just glad
getting
we
off.
played together.
I mean, we were in the exact same space playing the game at the same time in the Human Fall Flat universe, I suppose. I mean,
Yeah.
I finished that challenge not so, I was very, very worried about the score metric, to be honest, but also at the same time I was like, you know what, we played that for longer than we probably should have, and I had a great time playing it.
Way longer.
Yeah.
Way longer. But I just want to track back to what Cardinal said there. Somehow we made Gran Turismo into an individual speed challenge, as if it wasn't Champion's Choice and as if he didn't come up with that specific challenge.
Facts don't matter.
That was you. I would have
It was
played. I would have.
absolutely your choice. I feel as if there needs to be a VAR review
Will be a
inserted
point
here.
deduction here. I think it's the way it's.
2 points.
Say that. He
Deduct
doesn't
2
have
points,
many.
will we?
Look, don't get facts get in the way of a good narrative. That's
But yes,
politics.
let's get back on track here, okay? We are playing Human Fall
do it.
Flat. And basically what we've done is we've just played it. We have selected one level. I don't even know what the level's called, but it takes
It's
place
just
in a
called Castle.
Castle.
I think it's just called Castle.
It takes place in a castle, and basically all we have to do is get from the start of the level to the end of the level unscathed. That is it. It will require teamwork. It will require logical, lateral thinking, and all that good stuff. The scoring system for this game. Now, this is probably the first time in High Scores, High
Tricky.
Stakes history we have played a challenge and not really known what the scoring system was going to be in it. So I have reviewed our footage and I have come up with a scoring system that is extremely straightforward. So this is a cooperative challenge. We have to finish the level. That is the challenge in itself. But what I have done is every time one of us does something that is helpful, so that could be find a piece that's going to solve the puzzle, comes to the puzzle solution, or whatever it is, we get a point.
Okay.
Okay, if we help each other, like if one of us is going to fall and everyone grabs it, they get a point. That sort of stuff. Now, this is easy. All I've done is watch the video and tallied up all those marks. But then I thought, this is going to be like 100 each. So we need to get some differentiation factor. So what I've done is every time we do something that is not helpful to the team, so that could be pushing someone off an edge, not helping someone up, walking away when the other two teammates need help, or dying, then you lose one of your tally marks.
Okay.
And by the end of this challenge, whoever has the most points is going to walk away with the most points, if that makes sense. So whoever has the highest score is going to get first. Whoever has the second highest score is going to get second. Whoever has the lowest score is going to get third. That's how I've done it. I have done this I have watched that gameplay through start to finish twice today to make sure my scores are fair.
Infallible.
And I'm fairly certain that they are fair. And I haven't tried to favor any one player. And I must admit, after I finished playing that game, I had in my head who played the best and who played the worst. And as if you would imagine, the scores line up exactly with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the challenge. We're going to watch through the challenge. We're going to watch it through at double speed because this challenge went on for 40 minutes. And we're not sitting here watching
This
40
one
minutes.
level was long. I think
It was huge.
The gameplay footage will tell a very interesting story about the PlayStation's record capabilities, because I think it dawned on Lova, because we did this on chat to save the audio listeners basically of our gameplay, and it was basically we've been playing for an hour and 20 minutes. Has anyone saved?
Yeah. So,
Uh-oh.
but
For
was one
having
of
done
those-
this for now 3 years, a bit of a faux pas on our side. So I think we can forgive ourselves this once.
yeah, it was one of those challenges. It's something completely different for us, really. But let's see who was able to keep themselves upright and who fell face first.
Hey.
And here we are, gentlemen, at the start of the castle level of Human Fall Flat. For
Yes.
video watchers, you will notice that we may or may not have forgotten to put our name tags on which screen is ours. So just to keep it simple for everybody, I am the plain white guy on the left of the screen. Cardinal is in the middle of the screen dressed like a Christmas present. And Tomago's on the right of the screen wearing what looks to be an
The old diver's helmet.
Diver's helmet. So as you're watching, that's each other's screen. As I said in the preamble to this, the scoring system is every time we do something helpful, you get a point. Every time you do something that is unhelpful or die, then you lose a point. So right now we're in the opening room. This level we had played a few levels prior to this one.
Look at that.
And I would love to say that the game gives you a tutorial, but it really doesn't.
In the earlier maps, you can pick up like little video recorders and stuff like that, and it'll tell you how to do it. Or there is a tutorial option in like the main menu, but when you're in the game, the pause menu effectively just says, "There's your triggers to flail your arms about, look up to aim up, look down to aim down," and that's pretty much it. You're told just to get on with it. Now, the pair of yous are trying to balance the beam across the gap.
So I think for audio listeners,
the window ledge and I've just jumped across.
Are going to need some context here. The first room in the castle level is there is a portcullis, there is a set of stairs, and there is a door that is inaccessible from the stairs. So right now, me and Cardinal are wrestling with a plank in order to form a bridge from the top of the stairs to where the door is to progress the level. Tomahawk spent a very long time there just watching us as he got himself up and didn't bother to explain how he got there. For the lack
of audio, I shouted across and was constantly telling everybody, just jump on and grab the window and then just jump on and grab the ledge anyway. But I've took the plank and I've bent the bars of the blocked doorway, and we are now out of the original keep, and
we are now at a catapult. So we have exited that room via the jail bars, the portcullis bars that Tomahawk.
Cardinal, I forgot that even happened. You just for those not watching, Cardinal has
you were both in the catapult.
Myself and Lava have helped each other into the catapult basin, and and Cardinal has just hit go.
Which we were doing. Like we were going to see if this catapult you across.
Yeah, that was the plan in Cardinal's defense. So I did not give Cardinal a negative point for that, because that was the plan. I remember us discussing it, going, can it catapult us across? Because for audio listeners, the next room here there is a river between us and the castle, and we are unable to access the castle. So we have to fire what we thought was ourselves across the river, which makes perfect logical sense.
Boom.
But what we were actually meant to do was fire boulders over, knock down a wall, and then walk across a handy-dandy bridge to get to the castle.
No, when you go across the bridge, it's locked. The inner gate is locked and the outer gate is free to go. So you have to be catapulted at least anyway. One person has to be catapulted across effectively to open the inner door, which is what we've all realized here now. So Cardinal is making his way into the basket.
So I volunteer as tribute. Love is going to pull the trigger. Boom, across I go.
It's smooth, like it is so smooth.
It's some top tier gaming going on here, gentlemen. But yes, let's talk about Human Fall Flat and what it actually is for the people who aren't watching what's going on and maybe have no knowledge what this game is. This game is, it's really hard to describe. It is a physics-based game. Think Guap meets Jelly, I think is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
The human characters are all like made of gelatin, basically, and everything in this game is a challenge, from just moving around to climbing to pushing to pulling to lifting. Everything is a challenge. You control your arms primarily. In fact, it's all arms. You control them using the LT and the RT buttons on the controller. You can use them independently, but yeah, it's a strange game. It is designed by design. It is complicated. Right now, we're in the third room, and there is a door and a large bold brick on a trailer
type thing.
And we have the idea that maybe this is meant to be used as a battering ram, and we're discovering that the door, you just can't get the speed up to bust the door.
It's also barred from the inside. I think there are a lot of like MacGuffin rooms, a lot of places that are misleading and just lead nowhere.
Yeah, red herring rooms. There's a lot of red herrings. So I come up with the idea there of maybe we just use it to jump up and get across the wall that way, which is exactly what you're meant to do. And it throws us in straight into another puzzle. So in case you're not getting how this game goes, it's an escape room. Every single room is an escape room where there is a puzzle that you have to solve, and it could be a physics puzzle, or it could be a logical puzzle, or a lot of times it's both, where you have to think a little outside the box. So right now we've opened the gate, we've opened up a slightly new area where there's like a little barn, and we are still
we're separated by another river as well, so we're all still trying to find out a few ways to get across. I think Lava has got the block on the cart, and he's now still trying to batter and ram the door. Cardinal is now at the house and the river, and he's trying to use a plank to climb up to the top of the house, and I am trying to carry debris and try and climb over the top of the castle effectively. So we've all adopted to do 3 different things here to potentially try and
many hands make light work.
Exactly. Yeah. I think what we've all decided to do here is go 3 different avenues, and whoever's got the best way forward, call out to the rest of the group then.
Yeah, Cardinal's got the idea spot on here, where we need to get on top of this little house roof. He's
just the execution is not great.
Yeah. You've wedged a plank into the window and using that as a bridge, where I've had the much better idea of pulling the big block on the trailer and using that as a platform to get up to the roof.
And that's as soon as that came across, that made a lot more sense.
Yeah, and Cardinal just jumped to his doom. So
there is a lot of lining up, I think, for a lot of these like jump moments where you have to rely, because we're now swinging on lanterns at the side of the castle keep. There is an awful lot of lining yourself up and hoping that physics will physics.
Yeah. The one thing I will say about this game is everything in it is extremely consistent. Everything, you can kind of rely on what you're seeing a lot of the time. But me and you have made it across. Cardinal just died for a second time, but on purpose, I must add, because he's like, I'm not doing all that. I'll just die because it teleports you forward.
Once you hit a checkpoint, it takes you to the immediate nearest player who is the most furthest progressed, which is a good tactic to have. I think it saves you having to run back and forth and have to solve a puzzle effectively on your own if you don't want to do it.
I did miss a jump. And was stuck, but
it's a great tactic,
we'll go with that.
Unless you're participating in a challenge where you're getting penalized for every death you make, or I think it's not particularly helpful to the team. So it makes sense in a casual gameplay, but in the high scores, high stakes gameplay, maybe not the best of ideas, to be honest. But now we're figuring out this next one, which is a very, very, very similar puzzle to the last. We have to make a jump across a gap by using a big block on a trailer. It's effectively the same puzzle.
None of us can parallel park, it turns out, as well. So we are all trying to line this up as nice as we can, just to have a smooth transition over. And I think at this point, Lava gets to the top of the little stairs, and then just looks. I think you just shout down and go, "What are the pair of yous doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're trying to line it up perfectly."
So you just kept on. You just moving do it further and further away from it, all those things. So without spoiling the end result here, it is this stage of the video where I put a message in the group chat. The scores are extremely tight here. The scores by this stage were extremely tight. We had all scored almost identically.
Oh, really?
Almost identically. So I started awarding points for someone who was like, I think we need this to progress because it's a puzzle piece. I think we have to do this with that was another point. And all this here sort of business. So at this stage of the game, we were all pretty similar. I was like, oh no, are we going to actually have a definitive score? I think when we got into this room, it was my idea to use that hook on the bar sticking out as like a swing.
A prop, yeah.
But getting it there was extremely difficult for audio listeners. We are into the 4th or 5th
this was amazing
game.
This was incredible to watch. Not even just to watch, actually, but to actually then go, well, I want to have a go now. I want to try the hook and do it as a swing now as well. But it is just trying to line it up so gravity will bring the hook down. So when you do jump, you are able to actually swing onto it now.
Yeah, for people not watching this, for audio listeners, it is... For the last couple of minutes, it has been a conveyor belt of all 3 of us taking turns to try this thing, and all 3 of us dying repeatedly. Cardinal, go ahead. You're going to say
falling
something.
to our deaths. And as you said, we're carrying this heavy thing, but we're all like, no, it's my turn. I want to try it now. And we inevitably jump to death. Tomahawk tries it there and drops the hook into the abyss before he even gets to jump. It's just amazing. And then
there are some things to be said though of like if you lose certain items, some items will just drop into the abyss forever, whereas the hook seems to be a key item that you aren't able to lose.
Yeah,
so
all key items you can't lose.
Replenish, yeah.
Yeah, but Cardinal has managed to hook it. I am now on this thing, but I realize that's way too high.
So I think I'm just sitting guiding you, and I'm going right, like left arm down, right arm down, left arm down, and I've got my arms out ready to catch you.
And it's a good thing too. I caught the wall, but without help, I wasn't getting out there. So now we're into the next puzzle, and this one involves a pulley and a hamster wheel. Cardinal was instantly
straight
jumped
onto the
into
hamster
that
wheel
and realized if I turn this is going to raise and fall. I have also thought maybe we need this hook, so I've hooked it on top of the wall. We have to get to the top of in case we needed it.
Because there was a hook. Must be there for a reason.
If there's a hook, you need to hook it.
Right? I think there might be a reason for that hook that we missed. Because there is a big plank of wood that could be used as a bridge, to be honest, like a ramp up. So
now, I did try this solo after the fact, and trying to hook that plank down as a solo player was hard bloody work. Because you have to like pivot, you have to find a way that you don't have enough strength to like hook it and drag it back. You have to like just yeet the hook over the top and then just wiggle it left and right and hope for the best, really.
This plank comes down and we're like, do I have to use this to get up? I'm the last one down there, so I go back to the hamster wheel, bring down the big pulley. I'm like, do I put the plank on the thing that lifts? It's hard to explain because I didn't know what to do. It was like,
yeah. This is it. We're all going our own wee direction here, looking to see where we have to go.
The next part is,
and it's one of those games. It doesn't explain. It doesn't hold your hand at all. This game, and it just goes, okay, you can go here, go there. And as we said at the start, there's a load of red herring sort of directions, or you just wind up where you started, basically. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But thank you, game.
That's it. There is an awful lot of scouting ahead here, because I think Cardinal is just now, and I think it was the victim of being the last person in that puzzle area. And you've just gone and done, probably the correct thing is to just... yeet yourself into the abyss then. So
yeah, I don't even see how we can help him get up there.
I still don't.
No, not a chance. I think I think if you're struggling to do that by yourself, I think in a co-op situation like this, it is just handier to throw yourself off. I think in this instance, I don't think it's worth penalizing, because it's for the sake of progress.
Them's the rules.
There must be a way.
Them's the rules.
So
one thing I will say is I didn't penalise you for this, Cardinal. If for audio listeners, we are on a thin, narrow ledge, having to jump through a window. I've climbed up in order to climb through a window. Cardinal's climbed up behind me.
Oh no!
And blocked my move. So he's jumped. I've jumped straight after him, grabbed the howl of him so he can pull us both up, and it worked.
That's incredible. I think I'm just playing 4-man at this point here. I'm trying to like just effectively direct traffic. So I'm like, come out of the first window, and then I just did a lot of hand wobbling and pointing in the right direction, pointing in a direction at least anyway.
What Tomahawk was actually doing here was leaving us to our own devices and being zero help. Am I right, Cardinal?
What are you talking about? I'm the 4-man in this situation.
Shouldn't some sort of moral support or something. And then we get to the top and we find a cog that we have to pull, but it turns out only one of us needs to be here the whole time, because it just opens a big door further down where we came from.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Which I thought was actually the end of the level here. So I was thinking to myself, I was just going to throw myself off the wall, and then immediately saw the hook. The lantern is now perched up on the top, and Lova, the master of the hook mechanic here now, is...
Here,
just
I was the one that saw it.
freeing up the
I need to hook that lantern in order to make a swing to the next part of the level. It's pure genius move. You ran past it, I saw it and went, we need to use this, but on what? And then I saw the lantern, and now you have just made it across. You're welcome. You don't have to thank me for the ingenuity there, Tomahawk.
No, it's always an interesting one, because I think the first person who goes across then starts to like recce, and then I think there was a moment here where I just hear you two on comms, because you, from my perspective, for the video watchers, can't see what the two boys are up to. So I think I heard you then go, I think I could zipline this.
I still think you can. So for audio listeners, we have to make it across a gorge, for lack of a better phrase.
Cardinals just...
We have to make it across a gorge, and there is like a rope between two posts. And I think that hook, if you can make it on top of this platform I'm trying to currently, then you can use the hook and zip line down. I still think you can, but the jump from one platform onto where the rope is extremely high. But I think
you've been playing a lot of Cairn, but it didn't quite help out in this 2016 classic.
That's it.
Yeah, no, it did not. No, it did not. So you dropped your death there, Cardinal. I dropped my death, but thankfully, because Tomahawk's made it across, we've zipped at him then, and now we have to use a windmill seal in order to clear yet another massive gap. And
the windmill is such a great addition in this level, like, because it just was like, surely it's not going to catapult you across, but it absolutely does.
And Cardinal missed it. Me and Tomahawk missed it. Cardinal missed it.
It did not catapult me across. It catapulted me to my doom.
You let go too late. Your angle was all wrong, man. It's like, you remember international track and field and you played javelin, you got 50 and it went like 10 meters. Something like that. So now we are on the last puzzle of the level. Really, it is, we have a log. We haven't yet noticed there's a plank. And there's also an anvil. So, logically speaking, we have to make a seesaw and use the anvil to weigh one end down and scale a wall. But it took us a very, very, very long time to figure out that there was the anvil and whatnot. So right now we're trying to make a ramp in order to clear the wall. And yeah, we kind of get stuck here for a long time. We try everything.
Longer than I remember, I think, to the point where it was like, well, we need someone to weigh it down on the other side. And then we're like, oh no, maybe we need to have someone sit underneath it and just hold up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a lot, I think, when these games come out, and physics games are always really fun in like small doses. But when you sit there and think, and you try and over-engineer a solution, I think that's the game developers have that they've achieved perfection in this game, where the simplest solution is you never see it. You always go try and overcomplicate things, and I think we spent a lot of time overcomplicating things in this challenge.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. But this is the joy of a game like this, where it is pretty free form, and there's quite a number of solutions for pretty much every room. I mean, you can solve these puzzles using any item that you really can effectively.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, when you're trying weird stuff like what we're trying here, the game developers have done something correct by giving you enough options to confuse you into trying the wrong thing for far too long a time. I still think you would have made it here. For audio listeners, Tomahawk is grabbing near the top of the stone we're trying to get on top of, and we started swinging. I think if you had kept that, you would have made it.
It's interesting with the momentum, because I've tried that as like playing solo to kind of get a bit of a feel for the game, to actually like try and do that and aim up at the same time. It's really odd, because the second you aim up, your arm grabs purchase on the wall or the surface, and it kills your momentum. So in another attempt or another like situation, that might have worked, but I have yet to have found a way to swing my way up a wall.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man training is not paying off.
Now we've got a case where Tom's holding up the plank, I'm holding up the log, and is the anvil on the end? Not quite.
We kind of used it as a bit of a counterbalance, but...
Yeah, Tom puts the anvil on as the weight now, and I'm trying to get the plank to be a higher angle, and Tom manages to make the jump. And from there, he's able to pull Lava up.
Yanking Lava up from the top.
It was so funny because I was holding on to that wall for dear life. I was just too low. I couldn't, as you said, I couldn't get the momentum to get my hand above it to pull myself up. But now I'm waiting on Cardinal and trying to help Cardinal, but he's too low on the wall, so he just decides, yeet.
This is the way to go. And then he spawns right next to me, which is always the handiest.
I've seen this script before. I know how this goes.
Right now, for audio listeners, for some reason, Cardinal's fallen down. I've grabbed him, but his momentum has pulled me to the edge, and now we're both just hanging.
And I've jumped to my death, but find myself accidentally in a cave system that I didn't mean to be in. But
yeah. Which is the end of the level. Now, boys, let me tell you.
That was quite fun watching that back and just seeing the carnage. That was humans fall flat.
Let me tell you.
Oh, go on.
Let me tell you here, okay? I have my notebook, and I thought the easiest and best way of taking points here is rather than using numbers, using tallies. And then I can just remove tallies that, as and when appropriate, effectively. So if we take into account every tally mark I have put beside each of our names, including the ones that have been eradicated through deaths or unhelpful things that we have done, the scores are all in their 20s.
Oh dear.
All right. I would say up until the last 5 minutes of this challenge, I thought we were in the very real danger of having a 3-way tie.
Could you imagine? That would have been absolute high scores, high stakes scenes. That would have been lore. More lore for the tomes.
Those last 2 sections really changed up that whole entire game. Like the windmill and the seesaw puzzles really changed the momentum. I was worried. I thought the scoring system isn't going to work, but it did. And we have scores. All right, before we get into the scores, let's talk about Human Falls Flat. Would you play it again?
I play it with the child, and she loves it.
Yeah, okay. Cardinal?
Yeah, I've always wanted to give it a go. But it's only with people. That's where the fun's had, because that's the chaos is, because somebody does something stupid and it looked funny. So
yeah, I didn't really care for it at all. Little Lava came in and was like, what are you playing? I was like, Human Fall Flat. Looks fun. Can I have a go? And I was like, yeah. So I was explaining the controls to him, and he's my little gaming prodigy, to be fair to him. But he was like, no, I don't like this. This is like a bad Roblox. And I was like, wow, scathing review, son. But yeah, that's our little mini review of Human Fall Flat. Let's get into brass taxes here, gentlemen. I am the HMRC of HSHS, and it is time to pay the piper. And the scores are as follows. Are you ready for this, Cardinal?
Just so you know.
Right. Just to build even more tension. One of us has finished with 5. Another one has finished with 14. And another one of us has finished with 9. Them's the scores.
Those are quite wide.
Those sounds like score. They sound like numbers indeed. I'm curious now. You've piqued my interest.
At one stage, very near the end of this, we all had 10. But then bad things happened.
Oh dear.
So as we come to the conclusion of this challenge, the final scores are, with 5 getting 1 point for the league, it is me.
What?
I lost 4 points on that last bit. In second place, getting 2 points with a score of 9 is Cardinal. And Tomahawk takes the win with 14, and 3 of those points comes from picking me up.
I was gonna literally ask. I am properly gassed by that.
Yeah.
Can we you said there was a point where we were all pretty much level.
We were tied.
Yeah,
you have said prior to record that you have tallied up and plus and minus everything. Do you have
Yes.
like a breakdown of what went wrong or what
No,
went right
I
in my case? No, not necessarily.
Genuinely. So there was a couple of things. There was one point in that level where me and Cardinal are trying to get up, and you just, the first room, you stand there and watch us. And at one point, you pushed the plank down. So in that first room, you were on -2.
Incredible.
But then you jumped down, you started helping, and then you got the bars, Brent. So you finished that first room with 0 because you were -2 and you picked up 2. I can show you the tallies here if you want.
Send a picture into the group chat or in the Discord or something. But that is messy. Send a picture of that into the Discord. I think that'd be quite fun to have a look at there.
For the edit. But yeah, so
I think I deserve dial points for having to be able to crank the handle for the catapult and fire myself out of the catapult as well. I think I should get style points. Oh, I
give you points because it was useful. You progressed the level.
Scenes.
It was funny though, because every time Cardinal yeeted himself off to catch up with us, he got a point and lost a point every time. You broke even. But no, that was genuinely, I know it doesn't seem like that from the final scores, but at one point of this, we were all up until the portcullis going up, we were all effectively drawing,
level pegging,
and then we all got points for that seesaw. I realized that there was a log, so I moved that to the wall because we originally thought you had to break the wall down because that's what we've been doing the whole level.
Yeah.
Cardinal went and got the plank, and then me and you at the same time went, this is a seesaw. And then me and you start making the seesaw, so we got points for that. And then Tomahawk came over and started trying to help us. Maybe if we lift it, maybe if we put it here, maybe put it there.
Yeah.
This anchor is our counterweight
to the game.
So we all got points, and then we all lost points doing silly stuff, paths and on the swings and stuff like that. But no, it was really, I know it doesn't seem that way. It was a really close game. I lost a lot of points near the end of that level from silly things like dying and not helping and things like that. But yeah, no. So just to reiterate those points, in first place getting 3 points is Tomahawk, in second place getting 2 points is Cardinal, and in third place getting 1 point, it is me, which means we have to update this league table. And the league table, after 3 challenges, looks like this. In first place, in third place with 4 points is still Cardinal, Mr. John Sherry Smith. In second place on 7 points is me. And in first place on 8 points is Tomahawk.
I'm gassed. Like, I know it's only 3 weeks in, but I am gassed at that.
Yeah,
it's taking the lead.
It's
wild.
Tight. So it is. It is tight at top of the table, boys. It always is. It always is.
So it should be 3 episodes in.
3 episodes in. If someone was run away from it now, I think we just quit.
Yeah. But yeah, not my best challenge. I think it was a game I'd never heard of. I genuinely never heard of this game.
Really?
And yeah, the first time I played it was was that challenge. I've never heard of it.
It's always on PlayStation Plus, and I think Cardinal had mentioned, like, let's play it, and I was like, okay, cool. I played it on the Portal for a bit. I was like, I don't really like it or get this, and I think it's a game that, like, yields a little bit of patience, and playing it with the child. Well, playing it with the child, there's no patience at all, but yeah, as you say, the games are pretty linear. It's just where you decide linear is a whole other kettle of fish. Like,
yeah. One thing I did forget to mention was I did another poll on social media of who the listeners thought was going to win that challenge, and the results are as this. There was a tie between myself and Cardinal.
I also put the same poll up. I put the same poll up on Instagram as well, and the votes were a tie between Cardinal and Lava, and nobody thought I was going to win.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Mummy Tomahawk there, not doing her son any favors.
Oh, no, not at all. Terrible.
She recognizes real. She thought I was going to win. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our third challenge. And I say roll on next week. But before we get to next week, we have to get to the wrap-up section. And that is it, gentlemen. Another episode all wrapped up. And it is heating up in the league table, as it always does.
Last this challenge.
I know.
Yes.
Listen here, it's a big improvement. You've gone up one place, and
Get in there.
When you're at the bottom,
the only place you can go.
The only way is up.
No, dude, that's all you can sing. Otherwise, we'll get sued or
That's it.
NDA'd.
That's it. That's fair use. 2 seconds.
Is there anyone really keeping an eye on the copyright to that song? I doubt it. But if they are, it's cardinal_smith@gmail.com if you want to send them the cease and desist letter. Cardinal's singing does not reflect High Scores, High Stakes in any way. But yes, that is the end of another episode. And it is also, of course, a little break from the competitive gameplay challenges, gentlemen, because next week's episode is a special one. It is a landmark episode. It is episode 150.
Ooh, special.
That's huge.
That's a big number now.
It is also the last Monday of the month. So we thought, what better way to celebrate a huge landmark episode, an episode that, may I add, most podcasts will never ever see, by going back to where High Scores, High Stakes all started. We are going game of the month, and we are going with Crash Bandicoot 1, the first game we ever played on this podcast. The reason this podcast exists in a sense.
That's it.
And also Sony's first ever mascot. I can't wait.
Bring it on.
Does
So
the
much to say about
150 does the 150 episodes include the mysteriously stolen episode 105?
It does not.
It does not.
It does not.
Okay. Wow, okay.
But it
maybe
does
we'll get that
include-
back and this will be relevant and be like, why is
Eventually.
this? Why are they talking about episode 151?
Oh God. It'll have
It
to
does
slot
include,
into
of
the
course,
timeline somewhere.
the news report episode as a result of that heinous crime against podcast. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, go down our feed until episode 105. It is a High Scores, High Stakes news flash episode. Some of our finest work, gentlemen. Some of our finest work.
Incredible scenes.
A lot of hard work in the last 2 days of the week because we realized we were snickered.
Anyway,
There's a lot of lore has gone into 150 episodes. So
There has been. But yes, next week's episode is a break from the competition and a little bit of reflection on a true PlayStation icon and Crash Bandicoot. I was the icon in this joke. But yes, that leaves us just with a few jobs to do here, gentlemen. And that is, of course, the housekeeping. So if this is your first time listening to us or your 149th time of listening to us, if you like us, please consider giving us a review on wherever you're listening to this. If you want to give us 1 star to 5, that's whatever you think we're worth, that's what we get. If you want to leave us a written review, that's even better because it fuels the algorithms and tells wherever you're watching this or listening to this that more people should listen to this. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell icon to get notified of when a new episode drops. It's every Monday. And if you just want to support us, if you've done all that already, you want to support us, just hit the share button and share this episode with somebody who you think would like High Scores, High Stakes. It is the best, easiest, and really only way of supporting us. And if you 1 hour of this isn't enough to fill your week with content, go to highscoreshighstakes.com, and there you'll find all the episodes we've ever done, little mini reviews of every challenge game we've ever played, plus some opinion stuff in there as well. It is ever growing and all that good stuff. And if you're really stuck about what to do tomorrow or the next day or whatever, I would suggest rewatching your favorite episode and leaving a comment below this and tell us what your favorite episode of the first 150 episodes of High Scores, High Stakes was. Don't have to give us a reason, just the title. If it's Crash Bandicoot or Surgeon Sim, for whatever reason, just tell us what is your favorite episode of High Scores, High Stakes. And with all of that being said, gentlemen, I have nothing left to say except I've been Mr. Lova. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Love y'all. Bye.
how good was that GT7 challenge, right?
It was so good.